Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack and Protection. Today I, Bancroft, will be going over my Krillin Destruction deck, or Stormfist Destruction, whatever. It's Krillin AOD pretty much. Definitely enjoying this the more and more I get a chance to tweak it. This is technically the second version of it. I'm definitely not saying it's done. I'm still going to work on it, especially with this weekend coming up with the new stuff coming out finally. So I'm looking forward to adapting it again. But as right now, is practically a pure yellow deck, unlike my last two tournaments you happen to see it in, where there was more of a blue-yellow variant. This is pretty much all blue except for like a handful of cards. That being said, let's go ahead and get started to it. But like always, hit the like, subscribe button if you enjoy our content, hit that bell to let you know when we bring out more stuff as well. And let's get into it. Krillin. When this card attacks a leader, you may choose one card in your life, add it to your hand. If you do, draw one card. Already, this is the reason why I like this leader. It draws very quickly, which is nice. But when your life is 4 or less, choose one of your energy and switch to active mode. Then put the cover. That's the downside. So normally it's kind of like 4 life. You either draw 2, draw 1, resand 1, or resand 2. Because you're already drawing so much with this card, it's a resand 1 energy, which isn't bad. You get around that. That's fine. All right, now you awaken. This is what I like to see. Your turn starts, you draw 1 card. When this card attacks, you draw 1 card. When your turn ends, you draw 1 card. So it's pretty nice there. Now, he does have a activate main. Once per turn, choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area. This card gains 5,000 power and crit for the duration of turn. Not bad. So a 20,000 crit going towards your opponent's leader. It's pretty nice, especially the fact that you're already drawing enough to start out with. So I like it a lot that way. That's the leader. Alright, so let's go ahead and just knock out the AOD package. And Jimmy mentioned in his Reborn deck, yeah, the Super Saiyan SSG Goku Reborn Soul Striker, that's what it is. A lot of people go either a 3-4 or a 4-3. It just depends what you prefer. In my, hang on, let me fix that real quick. That light's in the way, I'll fix it later. So in my opinion, I prefer in this deck a 3-4. 3 Bobbity, 4 Hatchiyak. The reason being is because I would prefer to use Hatchiyak to pull Bobbity from my deck to help thin out my deck to get certain cards I want to appear faster, pretty much. So if I'm thinning my deck out, it helps me win in the end. So that's why I do a 3-4 there. Next card I play, I do 3 Turtles. So pretty simple. You have Bobby on the board. Turtles is now 1 energy. You play him. You swing with him. Search top 5 for another Agent of Destruction. Put it into your hand. I go for Garlic Jr. For 1 energy, as long as Bobby's on the board, it's a counterattack. Negate the attack, then play this card. Auto. When this card is played, you may choose up to 1 Agent of Destruction card with energy cost 2, other than copies of this card from your deck, and with its skills negate it, and play it. So that's pretty awesome. The ideal targets, if I don't have a Turles on the board, pull Turles, or Lord Slug, super combo. I only played 1 because I don't want to see a lot of this copy, a lot of this card. So hopefully it stays in my deck. Now granted, I've had it 1 time where it was still in my life. It happens. But outside of that, I try to keep this card in my deck. That way I can just pull it that way faster. That's practically the AOD. Because a lot of the other stuff costs 3, which technically costs 2 with Bobby, and I just like to use as least amount of energy as possible. So, the theme of this deck now is trying to get a 4-drop on the board as fast as possible. So to do that, I chose for right now 3 Awkward Situation Trunks, which has an activate main, once per turn. Choose 1, I'm going to definitely mispronounce this unfortunately, Awkward Situation Otokosuki in your battle area. In your battle area, and placing the bottom of your owner's deck if your leader card is World Tournament, which he is not, so I don't even worry about the active main. I completely forgot. I don't ever use that. Awkward Situation Otosuki. Wow. Permanent. If you have a Trunks in play in your battle area, and this card is not in play, you may play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. So, 2 energy, play him for free. There you go. And granted, depending on what deck you're playing against, choose if you want to go ahead and get those swings out. It's a 15k beater, 15k beater, not bad. So the next way again for a 4-drop out is I play 3 of the super combos of Zamasu. So typically this is more a defensive play though. If your leader card is blue or yellow, when you combo with this card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards and switch it to rest mode. That's why it's more defensive play. Because if your opponent swings a battle card, tap that leader. That way they don't benefit from the leader's auto on swinging, which is pretty nice. Now, as right now, I only play 2 of these. This may change, but 2 Son Goku and hit Supreme Alliance because it is a rival blue-yellow for 1 blue energy. And it has the activate battle. Once per turn, if your leader card is blue or yellow, switch this card to active mode. This card does have blocker as well. So ideally, you get to the board. On your turn, you swing, activate battle, restand, swing. Your opponent goes to attack during your defensive step, restand it. It's pretty nice. Now, a lot of times they might just go and attack that card though instead, and it happens. So, if I get these cards on the board quick enough, I gotta play a little defensive now. Hopefully I still have the energy for it. That's why I typically would, hopefully, if it's on turn 2, maybe my opponent's a little more aggressive, I can awaken on turn 2. If not, that's fine. Hopefully I've been doing enough combos, or at least putting cards on my drop, so I can activate Dimension Magic by sparking a life. Dimension Magic, if your leader card is blue, negate the attack, then choose up 2 of your blue energy and switch them to active mode. Simple, easy, that's it. Now, if for some reason I have to go a little later in the game and can't get a 4-drop out until turn 4, my choice is a Boony. Deflect, permanent, you all know that this is like a card a lot of people were talking about trying to get it banned or something. A lot of people, you know what, it is strong, I agree. But if you're not familiar with it, if an after, so auto, when you play this card, play 3 after image tokens. Each token has a battle power of 15,000 power, 0 combo cost with a 5,000 combo power. If an after image token is in play in your battle area, this card cannot be KO'd, so it keeps a Boony alive. Activate main, once per turn. Your opponent reveals the top card of their deck. If it is a battle card, at the start of your opponent's next main phase, choose one of your blue energies and switch it to active mode. It's pretty nice. So, either of these 3 4-drops lead us into our next play, which, for 1 energy, Son Goku, Path to the Infinite. Activate main, 1 blue energy. If your leader card is blue, and you also choose 1 of your blue battle cards with energy cost 4, and return it to your owner's hand, play this card from your hand. Now, what's great about all of these is that depending on the situation, you can free play this card again because of Trunks to be still on the board, arrival this card back to the board, or just play another one of these on your next turn, and then you have even more after image tokens if they haven't dealt with your other ones already. So, now this is on the board. Continue the process. You swing, attack. I'm lying. You don't swing at all. I always forget certain cards you don't want to swing with. The reason being is we play the Ultra Instinct Son Goku. EX evolve for 2 blue energy, and you place 1 card from your hand to your drop area. Blue Son Goku, energy cost of 5 or more. Play this card on top of it. This card is triple strike, and what makes this card so good, if you, with the AOD function, with the AOD build, with being able to do the Arco situations, if that was the way you were able to go with this deck, you've kind of hopefully done enough aggro to your opponent to where your opponent only has 3 life left. When this card swings, hopefully your opponent's tapped out, or they have no negates, because it makes it even easier if that's the case. If they do, it's fine. We can work around that. Your opponent can't combo for the duration of this card's battle. So you swing into your opponent, they can't combo. They have to negate to stop this attack. Or counter attack, pretty much. When a card evolves into this card, return all of your opponent's battle cards to their owner's hand. That's just on the play feature. Who cares? You wipe your opponent's board as long as there's no barriers. Great. You're still swinging to your opponent's leader. If they can't stop it, that's 3 damage right there. Hopefully it's game. Hopefully. Now, always you set the engine up as 4 drops as possible. Then your next turn you go into the Son Goku chain. Hopefully you can work it out where you can use a Senzu Bean. keep your energy standing. Or you have to use some speed as a defensive play. That's understandable as well. Now, the last two cards in here are my Unison, which I chose Geneva. The reason why I'm not choosing to go with Zeno is because I don't want to risk putting any of these cards in my deck into my energy. Because that would really hurt, because then they go to my drop. Then I've just lost that card forever. So, I chose Geneva mainly because I could, if I wanted to, for 0, give myself a draw. Granted, it gives my opponent a draw as well, and gives my opponent a mill. Sure, that could be good. Or I could just do +1, give this card crit. I like that better, you know? Hopefully, if I give it +1 crit, swing my opponent, most likely they may just say, I'm going to negate that, or waste cards in their hand not to take that crit. So, and last but not least, I chose to go with 3, the Super Saiyan Trunks God of Sealing technique. Sure, you could do a 4th one. Right now, the card's at 50 count. Putting 8 in a 4th one's not a bad idea. That way, you're guaranteed to see it as well. So that's pretty much the deck. Definitely still in development, and I would love input. 100% would love input. So if you have any suggestions, please put in the comments down below. But if you don't have the Aboonies, because they are a little bit pricey, I understand that. Add more awkward situation cards, or add more of the Son Goku and hit a way you can see these more, or be able to get these out faster. Because potentially you could do all this on your turn 3 if you're lucky enough, unless you're playing against a really aggro-based deck. So currently that is what I'm calling Stormfist Destruction deck is like. Hopefully you all enjoy it, and hopefully you guys have some great suggestions for me as well. The idea is just to pull the 4 drops out as fast as possible, go into the big guy afterwards. So that's it today. Thanks for tuning in. Like always, read your cards, know your plays. Fall out.